Hello, everybody. It's Shell Point today for Tuesday, January 31st, and it's Sports Tuesday.
Na-na-na.
Catch the sports reference there, folks. Yes, we have a very sporting group of ladies here with us today. We have Michelle Tompkins, who's our wellness manager.
Hi.
A very athletic person. And then Dora Robbins,
Go
who's our
Patriots.
on-site program manager, who is conspicuously sporting today. And, of course, our resident hockey player, Bev Chanley, who's our off-site program manager. So, anyway, yes, it's a very sporting day. And it's quite ironic that I would be hosting today because I'm kind of the unsports guy. Actually, I really love sports, as long as they burn gasoline, you know, like water skiing, motorsports, motocross, you know, airplanes, things like that.
Are those sports?
Balls and I never,
are.
anything with a ball,
They are.
balls and I never got along. It's a long, sad story. No one wants to know. Okay. So, yeah, it's, you know, I know you've got all kinds of sporting things in your life, Michelle, but you were sharing one thing with me that you and your husband are working on. It's very athletic.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's actually his bucket list. So
Yeah.
I've sort of inherited that
Okay.
bucket list. Now it's mine to visit a NFL football stadium one a year. We have
All right.
we've crossed off 2 already. And I
You
don't-
got a few left,
Yeah,
I
we've
think.
got quite
Just
a
a few.
while to go. But
You had a long list.
Our first one, we went to Denver.
Yeah.
And this year, actually last year in 2016, we went to Jacksonville.
Uh-huh.
So our goal is to see the Minnesota Vikings play in each stadium.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Oh,
So that's one of
good.
one of
Okay.
the bucket list things that we have
Well, great.
started on so far, and
That's good.
Okay, so, yeah, we've got another thing going on this week. We've got Food Week. So we've got a lot of things that have to do with food. And I know that food and sports pretty much go together. Right? If I was a sports fan, I think I would participate for the food.
The food.
Yeah, because there's always lots of food whenever people get together for sports. I've noticed this. Not a lot of experience, but I have observed. So Dora, you know, you're kind of the obvious sporting figure today. There's a reason for this, so why don't you tell us about it?
There is. On February 5th, in the Offspring Room, they are having a Super Bowl party. Now, anybody can come, but it's maybe enough for 50 people. So
right.
it's kind of first come,
You got to be a
first serve.
hardcore sports fan.
You do. And bring a dish to pass.
All right.
But there'll be other things, fruit trays and vegetable trays and sodas and waters. And that starts at 6 o'clock,
All right, and kickoff time is
6:30.
6:30. All right. Okay. I hope everybody enjoys that. I'll
It'll be
be
a lot of fun.
enjoying something in town with no crowds.
And they have a 60-inch TV in the Offspring Room, so
Do
it's
they?
a big TV to watch the game on.
All right.
I think it's
Well, that's
60,
fun.
65.
Sounds good. All right, and I know you've got a few athletically oriented things coming up.
Absolutely. So I know that we spoke, I think last week, promoted Yoga Fit at the club. I have 2 new classes actually
Okay.
starting tomorrow, which is Wednesday. Wednesday and Friday, these 2 new classes. Golf Fitness and Flexibility will be Wednesday and Friday from 8 to 8:45. And we also have a aerobics fitness class, which that is a traditional cardio class, and these are all taught by Ingrid Oliver, our certified personal trainer.
Coach Iggy.
Coach Iggy, some of you may know out
Yeah.
there. She's also one of our personal trainers. So she's incorporated these 2 new classes at the clubhouse. So that should be very exciting and very interesting.
So who is allowed to go to these classes?
That's a great question. There are many residents who are looking forward to this aerobic fitness class because, like I said, it's a traditional cardio class, no equipment involved, and anyone can come as a resident, no sign-ups, you just show right on up. And also new is this class is open to club members. So not residents, but members of the golf club. So any of our fitness classes, they're welcome to come to.
Is there a
So
participant fee for that, Michelle?
that's another great question, and it's $5 per class for our residents. Just walk in, no sign-ups necessary, you could try it out. And if you love it, you can come Monday or Wednesdays and Fridays, or you can come just one day.
And there's no ball, right?
I hope
You know,
not.
I could do that.
Yeah, you
go.
could.
Yeah, as long as there's not a ball.
So those two new classes, golf is golf fitness is really big right now. So Iggy will actually be focusing on flexibility, golf training, how we can improve our golf swing, your golf stance. So that's a hot item,
right.
hot ticket item now these
Yeah.
days
And where does she do that at? Is
at the club.
right at the club.
Absolutely, group exercise room at the club. So
All right.
check it out.
Golf has a ball, Dan.
Yeah.
Oh,
You may wanna-
yeah.
But it's very small.
Hardly
It's a
counts
small
at all.
part of the game, right? Yeah, golf and I never got along either. But anyway, all right. So, Bev, we don't exactly have an athletic event that you were going to talk about, but, we always have to hear from a hockey player.
Well, we
Right.
went to our hockey game on the 6th of January to the Everblades, and it's always fun. And, the season's coming along, and they're also already talking about the playoffs. So, but, I want to talk about these little Atlanta Falcons. See,
Ooh.
Dora made these little signs. She's the Patriots.
Got the Patriots.
And I am from New Hampshire, and so people would think I would root for the Patriots. But about 2 weeks ago, my cousin's son hit my. His name is Eddie Chowning, and he was honored at the Atlanta Falcons stadium down in front of all those many, many, many thousands of people, where he was honored as a hero from his 2 terms that he spent on the front line.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was really touching and emotional to see that, and I've got it on video. And I thought, how cool if the Falcons won the Super Bowl the same year that he was honored.
Yeah.
His 2 kids would get to hear and tell that story their whole lives.
How about
That's
that?
pretty cool.
Well,
So I'm rooting
hope
for
it
the
happens.
Falcons.
Especially if you're a Falcons fan.
Yeah.
I
I
hope it
never
happens.
was until that happened.
So, Bev, tell us about what you've got coming up. You've got a.
On Wednesday, we have a special travel presentation. Icing's Travel is going to come over at 1 o'clock. It's open to anybody that wants to go, and she's going to talk about the upcoming trips that she's offering. And it's in the social center, so that's one thing. The other thing I have coming up this week is the Ageless Creativity trip. That's on
Oh,
Friday. We have a lot of people going, and we have
That's
2
gonna be a big
separate
deal.
rosters going. And we're going to announce some more information on the details on how that's all going to work. The people who have signed up already, who know who they are, nothing's going to change about how they're picked
Yeah,
up with the
okay.
buses and everything, but we have another group that we're figuring out a brilliant way to get them all
Good.
to the Ageless Creativity event downtown.
We're going to have our cameras down there.
Good.
Do a little coverage. And I'm going to bring along something else. I'm bringing along my guitar.
Nice.
Are you gonna
So
play?
I'm going to be playing there at the opening. A little bit during the Shell Point part, and then
Nice.
sharing the duties with some other musicians. And then at the public one later, I'm playing all night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, will you play on my bus? Will you get on my bus and play on the way
Well, I
out?
don't know, Bev. I'll probably already be down there because I got all this stuff I have to set up, to make it work. So, but
Okay.
yeah.
Anyway, that's
So
for
maybe
Friday.
I'll see some folks down there. That'll be a fun time.
Yeah, we'll.
It's going to be a huge show. I know that
Yeah.
the Burn Davis folks, Margie Lee was telling me that they're looking for this to be their biggest show of the year.
Wow.
So it's a pretty big deal for.
We'll have a good
for everybody.
representation with. I'm sure we'll have well over 100
We
of
have
our
2 buses
residents
there.
there.
And it's what 50.
We're not
what-
going to talk about the buses,
Buses,
Oh,
right
yeah,
now.
and it's
I don't want to
40.
confuse
I
anyone.
think it's like 49 or 50 of our Shell Point artists are
Yes.
part of this. And this is interesting to me because it's not just like, okay, we're going to just rent a building and everybody brings their stuff. This is a juried show,
Yes.
and the jury is non-Shell Point people who have looked at all of the artworks and have decided, is this good enough to go in a big show like this? And is overwhelming approval of the work of our Shell Point artists.
There's-
So yeah, it's going to be a really cool show, and I think it's going to be quite an impact to the community to have such a big Shell Point event that's downtown and away from our property. So
And Art Walk is that night as well. So the Art Walk that goes downtown every first Friday of the month will be going on. So they start with our exhibit and move their way through town, visiting the different galleries and exhibits.
Yeah.
So.
and one of our artists who's going to be at the big show is Les Davidson, and with his photography, and he was mentored by Ansel Adams.
Oh my
And
gosh.
has some really interesting stories about his experiences with Ansel. So I mean, he's got some great work, very well respected. And speaking of photography, I know the photography club
his
going
meeting.
to have a special meeting coming up.
Yep, they are, with Herb Sklar. And he's going to tell how to win the photo contest.
All right.
The deadline for that contest is coming up quick, so everybody's got to...
So yet a whole other artistic exhibition coming our way.
Correct.
And they're going
Correct.
to have
Good.
all those people that are all going to know how to win first place.
There
They
you go.
will.
So
Yes,
we're
they
going to see
will.
some good photographs.
All
I
right.
can't wait for that.
Well,
Lots of photos.
enough about sports
Yeah.
and photography and art. I think we need to get to some food stuff. It is
we
Food
do.
Week. So coming up right after this is going to be some food. So I say, go
Go
Patriots!
Patriots!